Hello and welcome to a 50-cent tour of Tuesday, June 4th, 2013. Please find a seat on the Liberty Bus and we will begin our tour. Google's Motorola believes tattoos and pills could replace passwords. I think I mentioned this the other day. This is just huge news, and I really want to emphasize the Bilderberger group is meeting in England, and Alex Jones is covering it. David Icke is going to be there. It's a big deal, and I really believe that one of their main thrusts is, of course, they still have their terror agenda, but I believe this is the future of how they intend to control us. And the tattoos, basically 666. And I'm not going to dwell on this, but what I really want to emphasize is this is something they expect people to voluntarily do. And, it's time for us to just start to say no a lot more. We're polite people, they take advantage of that. They know that they mistake our kindness for weakness. They see our good manners and our hesitance to be confrontational as an opportunity to take advantage of us. And, we just need to wise up. And I have more to say about wising up, but I want to really just ask people to pray for Bradley Manning. Trial begins for military whistleblower Bradley Manning. This is, he's a military whistleblower, man. Admittedly, it's difficult to tell the difference between a military whistleblower who's a good guy and somebody who is treasonously letting military secrets escape. One interesting perspective, though, is that the military works for the American people. And sure, I understand they feel they need to have secrets. However, they're keeping secrets from the people who are signing their paycheck, in effect. And but I do still want to say, it's probably difficult when you're in a situation as someone who is contemplating becoming a whistleblower to determine, will I be the bad guy, or are these people bad enough so that I can justify being the whistleblower? I don't envy anybody who is in a spot like this. As I said, pray for him during his trial. I definitely believe that he did the right thing, and God bless, protect, and help all the other military whistleblowers who are in the process of deciding whether they're going to come forward with their information. Hershberger victory for private food rights sends message that people can and will fight overbearing regulators. This is, in effect, this is basically jury nullification, an example of jury nullification. He was found not guilty. The Department of Justice pushes to jail Hershberger after jury acquittal. This is all about licensing to produce food, and this is such a critical issue for us now. If they can constrain people like this, they'll be constraining people from growing gardens in their yards, and this is just a bad door to open. And I'm very glad that he was acquitted, but now he's threatened with jail time by Wisconsin Department of Justice. So again, a victory there, but pray for him. And here's an article on nullification. This isn't specifically jury nullification. Nullification is superior, and the majority knows it. This is more about nullifying federal laws when the state doesn't agree with the federal law. A whopping 52% of mainstream voters think states should have the right to block any federal laws they disagree with on legal grounds. So this is, great 10th Amendment stuff, and more power in the hands of the people and people becoming aware of it. And more of that. Supreme Court validates people's rights to establish common law grand jury. This is, our exercising our free will. We can exercise our free will to accept the Motorola tattoo, right? And basically have the mark of the beast. On the other hand, or really by the same token, we can also exercise our free will to insist that we keep our God-given freedom. Majority of Americans want to go back to pre-Obamacare days when health insurance was more affordable. Here's another, that word majority once again. And states can nullify Obamacare. And some states are considering that. Some are in the process of doing it. So, that they will eventually have a day in court. I'm sure the federal government is not going to like losing all that money from whatever states opt out. But these are basic constitutional Bill of Rights issues. And the Bill of Rights, we don't pick it apart. We want this one, we don't want that one. The federal government can't do that. No, it comes as a package deal. And I find it interesting, as somebody posted an image on Facebook about the IRS lady who took the fifth because she didn't want to say anything that tended to incriminate herself. That's the IRS's MO. The whole way they function is getting people to incriminate themselves. And so, when it's convenient for these people, all of a sudden, they remember the Constitution. They remember the Bill of Rights. But, most of the time they forget it. We just will keep reminding them over and over again, right? Speaking of the IRS actually fears man who doesn't file taxes. This is just an interesting article about a chiropractor who has not filed tax returns since 2002. He says the IRS is afraid to press criminal charges against him. They don't want this to go to court because there is so much information there that would blow them out of the water if this became public knowledge. So, hey, time for a flat tax, right? I had that article yesterday. Now on to chemtrails, the only way we can stop geoengineering. This is a very long article, very in-depth. I will cut to the chase, although if you are interested and want to pursue this, you will need to read the entire thing. But what the author is suggesting is that our mutual silence of presumed consent creates a contract of permissive actions by government. So we, by our silence, are consenting. And he is encouraging people to make it known that we do not consent to being sprayed with chemtrails. And of course, as you can see, lots and lots of information here. And he helps people understand how they can formulate the letters that they send and just make a statement that I do not consent to being sprayed with chemtrails. So, if you have a group of Liberty people that you meet with, you might want to print this or put it in a PDF on your smartphone or something and bring it to the next time you meet with people and put together something like this for your state. And I'm definitely going to be talking to some people about this. 5 tips to jumpstart your creativity. I put this in just because I think that I feel personally like this is a time when there's just more pressure. I'm feeling some pressure myself And I just feel like in the spiritual realm there's stuff going off, and it's, feels like a long battle that we're in sometimes, and we need to find ways to refresh ourselves. And creativity does that. It helps us to remember who we are. We're created in the image of God. God is creator. When we create, we are really flowing in the same realm that God lives in. And here is some good news. The Monsanto tipping point has been reached. We shall overcome global food injustice, GMOs. So people are really getting wise to this. The Daily Tour is a presentation of She Who Will Walk in the Dark Productions. We thank you for joining us on today's tour. The dawn is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, insist on liberty, and take care.